Okay. Shh. Mean, median, and we're going to do some box plots today. So you should already know what the mean and the median are. So the mean, you should know this by formula, is I add up all the numbers and I divide by how many numbers there are. How many numbers there are is always called n. That's our sample size. And kind of another way to think of mean, and there are some more actually sophisticated ways to think of mean, is um, a balance point of your data. If you think of your data as weighted, so I'm going to show you here that there is an actual better formula than the dot 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 formula that you have for mean, and we in statistics call the mean X bar, X with a bar on top. And here's a formula using the summation notation. Now in stats class we kind of nice. We kind of abbreviate the summation notation. That's supposed to be a little I there. So I'm gonna take all of my values in my data set, add them up, and that's what this summation means. It means to add. It means from I equals 1 to n. Take the first one, we call that one x sub 1, and now increase my increment by 1 and take the next one. I'll call that x sub 2 and add that until we get to the nth one, x sub n, and then take that sum and divide it by n, and in this case we are multiplying this by 1 over n. Okay? You also, this is the mean. You know how to find a mean. This is the technical formula for finding the means. On your formula sheet that you're going to get for your AP exam, you have this formula listed. I don't know why you would ever need it, but it is there. Okay? So you also might find this written as x bar equals the summation x sub n, and we don't write the I equals 1 to n, or x of I guess I'm supposed to write there, over n. You might see it written this way, or you might see it written with the 1 over n out in front. It's correct either way. Okay, so this summation symbol is for adding. It means to add numbers together. We'll use this in other ways, like when we're finding standard deviation. The median of a distribution is the midpoint. So we don't have a formula for the midpoint. So there's no little fancy, correct arithmetic looking formula for the midpoint. We just describe it. All right, so here's some data. Let's find the mean and the median, and let's do it in our graphing calculator. Yes, sir. So if you think of these, so what does it mean that it's the balance point? If you think of these numbers as volumes, so you're going to have to think of it, then you would get the mean will separate the numbers into equal volume, equal volume. Okay? All right. So put these numbers into list 1 of your calculator. 16, 16, 17, 19, 20, 22, 23, 23, 23. You have to type it in 3 times. And 24, and then 2 25s. So clear out list 1 and put these numbers into your calculator. Let me move that pen so you can see it. We're putting them all in list one this time because I'm going to show you a little bit different way to use your calculator for instead of using that frequency thing. I have to show you the other way the calculator works with data. How many terms are there? Uh-huh. The center is the median. There's no difference. Oh, okay. So, I'm sorry. Just describe the center. Never mind. Center is the center of your distribution is the median, but which measure of center describes your data better? So when I say center in this way, I mean does median or mean? They're both measures of center. Which one describes the data better? Okay, do we have everything in your calculator so I can go on to the calculator? Got it? Okay, here we go. If I want to find the mean in my calculator, I push the Stat button, then I arrow over to Calc, and I run 1var stats. So you can just hit enter or the number 1. And now I got to hit enter again, and voila. I hit Stat, arrow over to Calc, number 1, 1var stats. Hit enter, hit enter. You've double entered something because there's only 18 numbers, right? Okay. All right. Where do you think the mean is listed? X bar 29.8888. So we'll call that a mean of 29.9. Okay. Let me go back to my notes and see if I can find the median real quick, and then I'll show you where it is on your calculator. So there are 18 numbers here. If I take 18 plus 1 is 19 divided by 2 is 9.5. My median is at the 9.5 value from the left or from the right if my numbers are in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9.5 is between 24 and 25. Average those two numbers, and I get 24.5. Okay? The X with the line over it is the mean. And the median is just spelled out. There's no little abbreviation for it. So on your calculator, hit the down button. The 1var stats has given you some more information. It gave you a median of 24.5. Cool, huh? All right. So your calculator can do things that take calculations and a little counting. It finds the median just fine. Okay. Which do you think is the better descriptor for our data? The median of 24.5 or the mean, which was 29.9? Yes, Peter. Why are you going to? So is 24.5 more typical or is 29 more typical for our data? The 24, as Peter says. So that's the median. Oops. Stop that. And Peter's saying because of this extreme outlier here, this 130, well, let's see what that 130 does. So I want you to make a graph. Yes, sir.